Meet Maya. She's in 6th grade, and her math teacher just handed back a geometry project. Design a skateboard park using parallelograms and trapezoids. Maya loves skateboarding, but area formulas? Not so much. She stares at her paper and thinks, where do I even start? Sound familiar? Don't worry. By the end of this video, Maya and you will totally own these two shapes. Let's go. First up, the parallelogram. Think of it as a rectangle that someone pushed sideways. It has two pairs of parallel sides, and the opposite sides are equal. Here's the key thing Maya needs to know. The base is the bottom side, and the height is not the slanted side. The height is the straight up and down distance between the two bases. That's perpendicular, meaning it makes a perfect right angle with the base. This trips a lot of people up, so remember it. Here's the beautiful part. The formula for a parallelogram is super simple. Area equals base times height. A equals B times H. That's it. Here's a cool way to remember why it works. If you cut a triangle off one side of a parallelogram and slide it to the other side, it becomes a rectangle. And we already know rectangles are length times width. So base times height is exactly the same idea. Maya's face lights up. That actually makes sense. Okay, let's try Maya's first practice problem. She has a parallelogram with a base of 8 centimeters and a height of 5 centimeters. Remember, we use the formula area equals base times height. So we write A equals 8 times 5. Now let's multiply. 8 times 5 equals 40. So the area is 40 square centimeters. Notice we write square centimeters. That's cm squared, because area always covers a two-dimensional space. Maya writes it down and smiles. One shape down. Ready for a slightly trickier one? This parallelogram has a base of 12 feet and a height of 7 feet. Don't let the bigger numbers scare you. Same formula. Area equals base times height. So A equals 12 times 7. Let's multiply carefully. 12 times 7 equals 84. So the area is 84 square feet. Maya's getting faster now. She doesn't even need to look at her notes. She just remembers base times height and always write the squared unit at the end. Now, Maya flips to the next page in her project, trapezoids. A trapezoid has exactly one pair of parallel sides. The two parallel sides are both called bases. We label them base 1 and base 2, since they're usually different lengths. The non-parallel sides are called legs. And just like the parallelogram, the height is the straight perpendicular distance between the two bases, not the length of the slanted legs. Maya sketches it out in her notebook to remember. Here's the trapezoid formula, and it's genius once you understand it. Area equals 1/2 times the quantity B1 plus B2 times height. What's it really doing? It's averaging the two bases, adding them and dividing by 2, then multiplying by the height. Think of it this way. If both bases were the same, it'd just be a parallelogram. Since they're different sizes, we take their average. Maya thinks of it like finding the middle base and using that. Pretty clever, right? Let's help Maya solve her first trapezoid problem. The trapezoid has a base 1 of 6 inches, a base 2 of 10 inches, and a height of 4 inches. A equals 1/2 times open parentheses, 6 plus 10, close parentheses, times 4. Inside the parentheses first, 6 plus 10 equals 16. Now, 1/2 times 16 times 4. 1/2 of 16 is 8. Then 8 times 4 equals 32. The area is 32 square inches. Maya pumps her fist. Yes! Let's try a bigger trapezoid. This one from Maya's skateboard park design. Base 1 is 9 meters, base 2 is 15 meters, and height is 6 meters. Here we go. A equals 1/2 times open parenthesis, 9 plus 15, close parenthesis, times 6. Inside parentheses, 9 plus 15 equals 24. Now, 1/2 times 24 times 6. 1/2 of 24 is 12. Then 12 times 6 equals 72. The area is 72 square meters. Maya draws that section of her park and labels it proudly, 72 square meters. She's practically a geometry expert now. Before Maya finishes her project, let's talk about the sneaky mistakes that trip kids up. Mistake 1, using the slanted side as the height. Nope, height is always perpendicular to the base. Mistake 2, in the trapezoid formula, forgetting to add both bases before multiplying. You must do the parentheses first. Mistake 3, skipping the 1/2 in the trapezoid formula. That changes your answer completely. And mistake 4, forgetting the squared unit. Teachers will mark that wrong. Knowing the traps helps you avoid them. Maya's final skateboard park challenge combines both shapes. She needs the total area of a parallelogram with base 11 yards and height 6 yards, plus a trapezoid with base 1 of 5 yards, base 2 of 9 yards, and height 4 yards. First, the parallelogram. A equals 11 times 6 equals 66 square yards. Next, the trapezoid. A equals 1/2 times open parenthesis 5 plus 9 close parenthesis times 4. That's 1/2 times 14 times 4. 1/2 of 14 is 7, then 7 times 4 equals 28 square yards. Total area, 66 plus 28 equals 94 square yards. Maya's park is finished. Here's your cheat sheet. Screenshot this or write it in your notebook right now. For a parallelogram, area equals base times height. For a trapezoid, area equals 1/2 times the sum of both bases times the height. 2 formulas. That's it. And always remember, height means the perpendicular distance, and your answer needs squared units. Parents, this is a great card to stick on the fridge for homework nights. These 2 formulas will carry your students through geometry for years. Remember when Maya was staring at her paper, totally lost? Look at her now. She calculated the area of parallelograms and trapezoids, solved a mixed challenge problem, and finished her entire skateboard park design. And you did every single problem right along with her. You now know both formulas. You know how to find the height, and you know how to avoid the common mistakes. From confused to confident. That's the geometry journey. Now, go show off your new superpower. You've absolutely